And a breaking news coming directly from the cars world in India. The Indian government cabinet has approved raising taxes on cars. The government has approved hiking the tax from 15 to 25% on luxury cars in India. And this comes as a part of the government's plans to restructure taxes under the new GST regime. This is going to hit all those who were planning to buy a car, and this is going to happen more and more in the coming months since India approaches the festival season. And this is a breaking news just coming in, affecting all those who might want to buy a car in the coming months in India. The Indian government cabinet has approved raising taxes on cars. The government has approved hiking the tax from 15 to 25% on luxury cars. This comes as part of the government's plans to restructure taxes under the new GST regime. It will affect only luxury cars, so whoever was willing to buy a small car, for instance, one of the many that can be seen on the road of India, needs not to worry. But whoever was planning to buy a big luxury fancy car, perhaps a Mercedes or a BMW or a Jaguar or one of those luxury cars, will need to worry, because the tax on those specific cars will be hiked from 15 to 25% as per a new government rule which just passed. The rule comes under the umbrella of the new GST measure, which has been recently implemented by the Indian government. And for more on this story, I am joined right now by our political editor Kartikeya Sharma. Kartikeya, thank you for joining me on these. So luxury cars will witness a hike in their taxes from 15 to 25%. And this, when India is approaching the festival season, how much is this impacting the consumers? How many consumers there are?
I think it's going to impact the consumer. See, the duty has been raised from 15% to 25%. Now, 25% is a whopping duty. It's like a product of 1 lakh will cost you 1,25,000. A product of 2 lakh will cost you 2,50,000. So a product of 5 lakhs will cost you 6 lakhs. And so it's going to have a sort of a collateral impact, which means that the cars above 20 lakhs will be very, very expensive. A car which is worth 40 lakhs, you might have to shell 48 lakhs for it or 46 lakhs. I'm keeping aside other added duties which are there. States also have their duties. So it's going to have an impact, at least on the SUV market. That was the most vibrant market. More than luxury cars in India, SUV was the booming segment, because road infrastructure in India is not good. People prefer SUVs. It's greater ground clearances, in terms of motorability, in terms of comfort, or in terms of terrain view which you get from SUV. So that is going to have an impact, and I think this will create its own political curve.
Let me shift a little bit our focus on a question which is perhaps a little political. So this hike will actually tax the richest in India, because perhaps the common man cannot afford a big SUV or a big luxury car. So is this a way the government is acting through? So whoever needs to contribute to the country needs to do so according to his or her very own assets. Is this the philosophy behind this hike, do you think, Kartikeya?
Well, yes, it's going to target the rich, but it's going to also target the rural rich. It's not urban rich target. The rich, whether in urban areas and rural areas, will be targeted. So the philosophy is, if you can pay 30 lakhs for a particular car, then you will not hesitate to pay another 34 lakh. If you can already pay 50 lakhs for a sports car, you will not mind paying 56 lakhs. So it's all about that. And you have to put that in perspective, Daniel. During this dispensation, the target which has been set by the Prime Minister is to maximize revenues from those who are already mapped, and secondly, to increase the grid of tax base so that the revenue base of the country can expand. Imagine it's a 1 billion people country, and only 2% people pay tax. So, this has to, and they are officially mapped 2 to 3%. Others, they take compensation under, certain agricultural rules. You can't, agriculture is not taxed. There are issues around agriculture. It's understandable. India is not a rich country. It's a poor country. But those issues now have to be addressed after 60 years. And I don't think this decision to tax the SUVs will cause any economic downturn in automobile industry, but this might spur purchase of smaller cars.
Indeed, thank you very much, Kartikeya Sharma, our political editor, helping us to understand why the government of India decided to hike the tax on luxury cars from 15 to 25%.